do kulal minu bije imam makoy rosoto ila karon la wato la pour ka dépasse min mambo president jamme bulu woddo ko bunda wala do ko dulate gambia kono jang ay mol fango makoy min yalon ko nyin tembenna wolmu alpha balete banko kan adu fanan ibe do ko kuma bale tamande kan ibe bundal minuto do ko la gambia kono jang.
I am a living example.
Ndefan keta sampulo doti mi yalon ko nga londo timaringo makoy rosoto His Excellency Banko President anim fana ngajel ay minke banko kan kabiri ngana karango bang high school man doku soto iman karandi fana doku la bari 1994 tuma min ngana GCA levels bang fo bi mbedda min ton keta director of budget min be Gambia banko kan jang mum molete mi yalon ko university extension program mi yalon ko president jamme wole londi jang folota wolto nga karango ke woto adun sinya folola ngaje university sotota na banko kanjang nga onna o karango timmande university program o nyinto 1999 sango nyinneto kabri woketa sanji tang mbeddo kola kake macroeconomist central bank bunda nyinto adun fanan in Gambia masakunda natan na karango depass kote ke ngana makamo lafa fo nga masters degree soto America banko nyinto adun sain temfang na ka kafu na meche do ko mbe minke kan kake macroeconomist na wo londo to nga min soto hakela president jamela makoyro kan fo ngana londo keno university to nketa moti fang nga buku fula nyong safele folo na buku fula njango nyim fang ama mele nga wo jombo nga to la instant success lala adun ni ala sonta nga jele ko nyun kol bebe kering abe ke nyamindro wala minti ko ka tambini nin karandro bundalla mi yalon ko nte fango ani mo jamalo nga jele president jamme ye naful ba min dundi akuna tola ka je ko ye mol fasa ila londi nyini oto mi yalon ko president wala ya nyaton ka nyim banko kan hani bi se tentro ke president jamme ay katakol minke ka je ko watibe na sila Gambia sainte sulala pour bantala banko molu lon nal minu be bantala banko ikana jang na yirwa ko minu nyanta tamala bantala banko molu walka wolu tamandi fon wala lunton ka wo tamandi hani president jamme be lori minna wala nyinti ko fengo fenni yalon ko yirwa ko lem wala londi timari ngole min nyanta tamala dunia kono ka bankol samba nyato Gambia dingol fongo yo londi timari ngo sotono pour fongol sa keno fongo e ngal lom fongo e ka wol tamandi e saje ente sujula luntangol la yo wol kenyi banko kanjang adum fana nyine yitande fanan ko luka londo e kafmi ko science education kuleti mi yalon ko asita nyato ase lafa ase baraka ase lono ase influo la banko kan kato wo luka londo bunda wala se keno kuti min yalon ko wala se molu londino lafta minna pour ka je ko na fanko nyin sa ala soto min be mbulu ase tumbulu sulata la nyami kato wate president jamme ka fole ko atele ala nganiyo ana hamo mu nyinete ka je ko tuma wotuna karango la karola wala mu banko la chaboti wala mu banko nyina fondamenti ni sinkir bero fanamu wala mu abere foloti minyanta lola wala mu londo bunda nyinti adum fana wala mu kuti mi yalon ko sama ase hadama dingo makoy no ala balwo nyin kono asala hajolu tamandino woto president jamme kanyine foko tuma banko nyin kan jandrong londo bunda wala karango bunda pour Gambia dingole haputala fo samfata worwulo tema momo lafta londo karana wala lafta karon kala Gambia kono jang president jamme ka nyinne foko haputala fo jannin samfata worwulo tema.
Imagine waking up in a typhoon and being too scared to evacuate in case your home of 20 years was demolished. Not by disaster, but by building developers. Imagine waking up in the morning to find the bulldozers moving in. No warning, nowhere else to go. This is reality for millions of the poor in the cities. No security from forced evictions, and no reason to make their homes and neighborhoods better places to live in. 5 years ago at the UN City Summit in Istanbul, governments recognized there was no chance to involve the poor in schemes to upgrade slums unless they were given a reason to believe in the future. To do that, people who were once squatters needed security of tenure over their plots and the homes that stand on them. 5 years on, those same governments meet this week at the UN in New York to assess what progress has been made. In this, the first of 5 city Earth reports, we find evidence that in some of the poorest communities, the fear of waking up to the thunder of a bulldozer or the crackling of an arsonist's flames is beginning to recede. Nairobi, capital of Kenya, a bustling commercial city and probably the African continent's fastest growing city. It's a magnet for the underprivileged, seeking jobs and a steady income. They end up here, in sprawling squatter settlements where people live cheek by jowl. Their homes have been built with what materials that exist to hand. There's no electricity, no piped water, and little sanitation. But they are home, and the people who live here must live with the constant threat of eviction.
One of the major problems we're dealing with is the insecure tenure many of the urban poor face here within the city. A lot of the land on which they live has been allocated by the state to private individuals. Previously, it was government land. And after the allocations, the people who have been allocated these lands want vacant possession. They want to take occupation so that they can develop them. So in the past years, we have seen a great number of evictions where whole communities are evicted violently.
Those who claim ownership can be ruthless. Tens of thousands are made homeless by gangs who burn their houses or flatten them with bulldozers.
In 1999, they burnt our village, and they've been harassing us ever since. We are scared for the future. The purported landowner continues to threaten us with court actions, and these threats have become very serious. We are poor people and have nowhere else to go.
It's the same story in almost every slum in Nairobi. In the leafless suburb of Kingston, competing and often fraudulent landlords have bulldozed and fenced off part of the land. It's now a lucrative development plot. It was once home to hundreds of families. There's a property boom and the squatters are its victims. Developers grab every scrap of land, build back-to-back housing and put up the fences to keep the poor out of what used to be their home.
Rich people are coming from far areas, far distances and buying here. They are constructing 80 houses, 120, another 20 houses. Whereas we here, we have got only 10 by 10, a single room of 10 by 10, where we live with our families.
The houses are finished in hours. This relentless stealing of their land angers the shantytown dwellers all the more because of the underhand methods used to do it. The rules of the game are set by others and involve bribery, false title deeds, wholesale corruption. But here in Nairobi, a short distance down the road, there's a hint of a possible bribe-free solution. This restaurant is run by Mama Abdul and her children on a temporary occupation license, a TOL. TOLs are officially recognized documents that allow poor people, unable to buy land, to operate businesses cheaply and securely. But the TOLs originated for business purposes might also have implications for housing. Behind her restaurant on the same plot, Mama Abdul has built a house, which is also held safely under the TOL system. This use of the temporary licenses might go some way to easing the battle over land occupation.
Temporary occupation license stipulates that they must be given some notice and they have a right to be given another place. So in future you'll find that temporal occupancy rights can be used as part of temporal use rights for housing, and it can be included in the land tenure rights.
The TOL may be only a temporary solution, but it's providing